Today's June 6th. I was coming down here because I'm at the Grant House in Fort Vancouver, and I don't know if you can hear the honking or whatever, And I was coming across the street, and I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to the news or whatever, but it got me thinking, and I seen Black Lives Matter or whatever, and all lives matter. But I mean, that's beside the point. But I was walking over here, and it got me to thinking. At the time, I was I was in Tucson, and I was working the gem show, and I was traveling around. I was working the gem show, helping the gem show out there, and then I was in Tucson, and I decided I was gonna ride freight. And if you've never ever rode a freight train, it's if you've ever had a bike or rode a motorcycle or whatever, there's nothing more freer in the world. And I caught a double stack out of there, and I ended up in El Paso, but it was anyway. It was beautiful, but I was going to New Orleans, and I was in right above New Orleans. What is that? Baton Rouge. I was in Baton Rouge, and it was like 10 something in the morning, and I had a tall boy, and I was with my road dog, and we were on the other side of this house. There's like a park right here in a house, and we were getting ready to go down because it was like probably a year after Katrina or whatever, year and a half, something like that, after Katrina, and they had a lot of refurbishment work going on down there, and so we were going to go down there. But anyway, we were drinking a tall boy, and the stigmatism, that we want to put everything in a box and label it, instead of being outside of the box, we're going to label this in our brains or whatever, But a cop pulled up or whatever, and if you've ever been to New Orleans or Baton Rouge, man, cops, But anywhere you go, people are people, good, bad, or whatever. But and you come up and you guys just sitting here drinking beer and fucking this and that, go over to the car, run the name or whatever. And it was like 90 some degrees or whatever. And put my hand on the hood, and kicked it out. And I And he goes, and then just going in, and slammed my head on the, slammed my head and mashed it in, and was giving me a lecture about this and that. And I said, man, your job is to enforce law. If you want to give me an open container, give me an open container. What you're doing right now is wrong. Your opinions do not matter. The law is law, and you follow that. Your opinion is not that badge. Your whatever happened to you at home, or whatever happened to you at home, you're pissed off at your wife or whatever, and you want to take it out on somebody of a class of people that, the most discriminated people in the country by far are what they call the homeless, which are the houseless, the houseless. People are doing different things or whatever, man. And I was traveling at the time and whatever, and going to do that refurbishment work. And that's not the only example. It doesn't really, black, white, whatever, man. I don't know what's going on in the news really or whatever. This is spirituality through imperfections. And I was coming down, and the Grant House was open because I always wanted to eat here, and I come down and walk and stuff because I'm trying to lose a bra size, and I figured I'd start, and so it's open. It's a cool place. So I got me a burger. I'm gonna eat here in a minute, which kind of defeats my purpose of walking and trying to lose weight. You go walk 2 miles and go to McDonald's, man. I don't know. But anyway, I started I got turned on in 1999 to a book called Spirituality Through Imperfections that, our strengths, we're all united by our imperfections. We all have imperfections, fear, regret, procrastination, or whatever our imperfections, and I decided to pull them out. And I was doing fear because I'm doing this kind of thing, and what I'm doing with KSAD or DCAD and going around the country or whatever. But and I pulled Fear and Fred out, and I made him like this, and when I have that fear, I picture him, and fear is not that bad or whatever, and I was going back through spirituality through imperfections and doing with the universe, whatever you put up to the universe, you get back down from the universe. And the law of attraction, science, man, law of attraction or whatever, so so yeah, I was doing that. And so a cool thing happened with Fear and Freddy, because we are what we think or whatever, and putting and constantly putting things in or whatever, and I was having a PTSD thing. PTSD can be really real, you know, and but my road dog getting stabbed and his girlfriend and me out to get him out. Anyway, that's beside the point. But you know, and it can be so real, and it got triggered. But Fear and Freddy popped in, and the work I've been doing with Fear and Freddy and stuff, and I decided I would start sharing, you know, with that. And so, you know, out of spirituality through imperfections and the purposeful intent and shit like that that I'm doing with 13 Virtues with Benjamin Franklin and all that, I was starting to do that. So this is I named him Ronnie the Resenting Raccoon, Ronnie Resenting Raccoon. So to have him pop up in my mind and stuff, and you know, throughout the day before, you know, I get up or whatever, to do no harm to myself or to others and everything. And I'm working on acceptance, and so through acceptance and forgiving and stuff, and forgiving myself and everything. But the so this is Ronnie the Resenting Raccoon that I pulled out. So, and then this guy, I don't know, I guess he's on Despicable Me or whatever, but I procrastinate sometimes, so I'm gonna make this guy, when he pops in my head, I don't know what he's called in Despicable Me, I haven't seen that show, but I'm gonna make him that when I work on that. But I wanted to read you a cool story, and it come out of there, it comes out of the spirituality through imperfections, and it's with tolerance and acceptance, and it's innocently unaware of the prejudice held against him. An old black man, staunchly religious, some year ago applied for membership in an exclusive church. The pastor attempted to put him off with all sorts of evasive remarks. The old man, becoming aware that he was not welcomed or wanted, said finally that he would pray on it, and perhaps the Lord would tell him just what to do. Several days later he returned, and the preacher looked at him and asked the minister, did the Lord send you a message? Yes, sir, he did, was the answer. He told it wasn't any use. He said, I've been trying to get in that same church myself for 10 years and still can't make it in. So that's one of my favorite stories from there, and I wrote a story about that when you know, when I was traveling around or whatever, and I called him Lobo, the freight popping hobo. And the next one that I pulled out, because all this before you know, because before day one, before I do the purposeful intent, you know, to recognize it, affirm it, and then act as if you have it or whatever, you know, if you've ever seen The Secret. And yeah, so anyway, this is called The Dandelions, and it's a man took great pride in his lawn, found himself with large and reoccurring crops of dandelions. Although he tried everything he knew to get rid of them, they continued to plague him. Finally, in desperation, he wrote to the Extension Service of the Agricultural Department of the State University, enumerating all things he had tried, and concluded with the question, what shall I do now? After quite some time, the reply came, we suggest you learn to love them. Where is it at? I'm reading this book. It's called the 48 Mystic, and there's this page in there that's really cool, and it goes like this. Staring into knowing eyes that seemed to absorb me, Jesus, whom Tyler called Yeshu. I knew it by the image from the sanctuary in Eden. The paintings had missed the love and deep knowing in his eyes. Always remember, he said, voice gentle, you have been made complete, a new creature risen with me, It's not who you are, who you think you are as an earthling vessel who lives, but I who live in you and you in me, joined as one. I am you, you are me. You are in me in the same way I am in the world now. So are you. Is this the way you really look? A glint filled his eyes and he smiled. No, but how else would you recognize me? He winked and lifted his hands to the crown of his head and made a motion of one peeling off a costume that was fastened at the top. His flesh fell from him, replaced by a blinding light. It happened in space of a single heartbeat. In that space, I was eternal, life itself. And in that eternal life, and had no being of no end, no up or down, no destination, no place, no judgment, no darkness, no knowledge of good or evil, no opposites of all. It was beyond polarity. And doing this and stuff, I've been like, because my brother Jesus and getting to, creating more of a, not creating, but having a deeper friendship with him and stuff, because I talk to him all the time. And the universe, once we connect to the universe and we pay attention, we raise that vibration that we have, because love, there's fear in love, and love is the highest vibration of all. And so I was reading, and then in Matthew, ask and you will receive, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks will receive, and anyone who seeks will find, and the door will be open to those who knock. Would any of you who are fathers give your son a stone when he asks for bread? Or would you give him a snake when he asks for a fish? As bad as you are, you know how to give good things to your children. How much more then will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask him? Do for others what you want them to do for you. This is the meaning of the law of Moses and the teaching of the prophets. And this one's really cool that I have. If you're a vet, or even if you're not a vet or whatever, you get it from a vet. It's called Bless Who Have Served. And they got, and this one's from that monk, I think, St. Francis. And I've been meditating on this, and it's a really cool prayer. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is offense, pardon. Where there is discord, unity. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is error, truth. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is sadness, joy. Where there is darkness, light. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in parting that we are pardoned. It is in dying that we are born to eternal life. And that was really cool. And that's so tomorrow I'm gonna ask for it, because I'm working on acceptance. So tomorrow I'm gonna ask for it, and I'm gonna be praying and meditating and paying attention and being mindful all day of my thoughts and everything, because I want to have good thoughts and good action. And then I'm gonna do that for 3 days, and I'm gonna affirm it, and then I'm gonna act as if I have it. As far as this goes with Healing Miles 42, because there's been it's not a business. When I go, I'm going to 42 different victim impact panels, and it will start here in Portland. And the first one will be in dedication to Nick Portis, and there'll be sober miles around the country. But it'll be you know, a tribute to their life and their story, and raise awareness of drinking and driving, and you know, that shit. And so, and with Healing Miles 42, the pages that you see on there will be like vet stories that because I want to have a bunch of stories on there of, because I'm going to go to 42 different VAs or whatever, and I'm going to collect stories. It's a collection of stories and stuff when I go through, and to help raise for the fund that I'm trying to get set up, because I don't want to have control of it or anything like that, and I want to put one kid through school or trade school or whatever that's lost mom and dad due to a drunk driver or whatever, and have that named after them, and you know, that they can share their story and kind of like that. And I got the domain Dizzy 42 because I'm traveling with Dizzy, which last month I got, and he came last month in the mail, and I think my dad was messing with me or whatever, because he said something about paper mache, and I wanted to get him up here before, because they were doing the reflections benefit for the Dougie Center. And if you've never heard of the Dougie Center, it's awesome. You know how they that you have like you know, funeral expenses, and you got to deal with that or whatever. But I mean, it's completely free for kids and young adults that have lost a loved one or whatever, you know, like, and there's nothing like peer support, you know, especially if you're a kid and you lose your parent or whatever. That sucks ass, you know. So, and then part of going around the country is trying to say raise out the death is the biggest illusion that there is, man. It's just we live on, man. We got a soul. It's right in the back of our heart, man. It's and all this other shit is human, and we connect through our souls. And well, anyway, I was opening up the box, and that familiar smell, man, of, and I seen the small beak. And when I met my dad when I was 16, and I came to live with him, or I was 15 or whatever, you know, and you know, because he talked like a duck, and I'd never seen Dizzy before, and spread a lot of love and things. So I got the domain for Dizzy 42, and because Dizzy will be traveling with me, and hopefully reduce the Dizzy will you know, amongst adolescents and shit, drinking and driving, using and driving, you know, and that kind of shit. So that'll be on there, and I'm creating this story with Dizzy coming from the planet Orc, and it's a tribute to Robin Williams, the Dizzy character of coming here from Orc, and he calls in to Orc to Nana Tiger Eye, and Tiger Eye's for courage and stuff, that because Dizzy wants to go to children's hospitals, and he's gonna start here in Portland, which Portland's a great place, man. But anyway, he's gonna start here at the, you know, what's the Shriners Hospital, and you know, his Tiger Eye, their little jars, and this thing with the infinity, it'll be up there. And let's give you a sneak peek of this is Banana the Banana, and so he'll be calling Mama Tiger Eye, like, you know, 'cause Robin Williams is awesome. He gave us What Dreams May Come, and shit like that, you know. And the other page, on my other page, with the vet stories, you know. This coronavirus thing kind of set it back a little bit, so I should have Betty Joe, like, I'm gonna take off from here in the spring, and, you know, keeping track of all those miles going through and everything, and hopefully me and Dizzy will create healing love vibes, man, because I got more time behind me than I do ahead of me, and I want to raise vibration and healing love vibes. And the greatest illusion is death, because our loved ones are there and they're gonna help us through. It's what we would do. And what I wrote something. I don't know. This is all getting scattered now. But yeah, on the other side, and I call it never gone, never forgotten. So if you see the videos of Fear and Fred, Spirituality and Imperfections that I got on the website, because I'll have this one on the front for a minute and then to the other one. But yeah, but this is Banana the Banana that he calls, and I grew up in Kansas when I was 15, so he'll spin around 3 times, Dizzy will, and call and you know, say things like, if you've never heard of the book, it's a really cool children's book, and it's called The Invisible String, that we're all connected by an invisible string with our loved ones and everything, and it's a kick-ass book. And I'm gonna have Dizzy read it. I made like Dizzy made like 6 or 7 videos of it, and he just didn't like them or whatever, so he's gonna redo that, and it'll be on Dizzy42.com. So I couldn't afford the website this month, but I did get the domain, because I'm still saving for Betty Joe and everything, and with the Tigers and the stuff that's going on with that. But yeah, it's the Invisible String, and so it's gonna read the Invisible String, and so, but yeah, anyway, this is, I got a Grant burger too. I can't wait to eat it. The older I get, the more gravity sets in. But yeah, I'm just gonna go walk a couple miles and eat a fucking hamburger. But this is the Grant house right here. So it's pretty cool. This is Fort Vancouver. And this is like Officers Row. I don't know if Grant lived here or he was, I don't know. This trading company was here. Can't remember the name of it. But this is the front of it. Yeah, and then this is the flag. And it's open, because I come here and meditate sometimes and everything, and I guess it just opened yesterday. Yeah. So, anyway. Great Spirit and Spirit guys, thank you for this day. Thank you for guiding, love, and protection. May we all receive good energy from the universe and give good energy back to the universe. May we spread more smiles and frowns, more laughs and cries, more love than hate. In Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha's name. Namaste.